Are we caramel dancing? Is that what we're doing?
we are now. But we are live.
No.
All right. So
No.
I just want to make sure that that is started. All right. I see that the red light is on. We are in fact live. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
I just want to see.
Internets.
Hello, everybody out there watching in internet land. Thank you all for joining in. So, I just want to make sure that the YouTube video is going. All right, that will work. Mr. Russell is in the chat room. Very good, very good. All right. And I believe we are all ready on this end. We have a Jack. We have a Lily. We have a Marc, and we have a me. So
It's a me, David. Oh yeah.
I will give Sean a clean cutting point and count it down, and we will be off and running. Hello, everybody. We are just about to get started. I'm just giving everybody a clean cutting point for the edits, and then we will be off to do A3K Live. So join the conversation. Hashtag it, as the kids like to do. So, man, we have a lot of stories. Which means,
Yes, we do.
which means, guys, something's gonna get cut.
Oh no.
Anything
Yeah.
but One Piece, David. Anything but One Piece.
No. One Piece will stay in.
Good, because I was gonna do the laugh if you said no.
Okay. All right.
We can just talk faster and cover it all.
All right. Yes. Let us go. Not only have I already hit the button, Jack, I'm counting it down. So shut up.
Okay.
Hello, everybody out there in internet land. Welcome to the A3K podcast, powered by the fine folks at anime3000.com. For the future of anime and manga, it's right here. Anime3000.com, right here. I am your host, David Majors. I am the host of the podcast, christened by Mr. Sean Russell, founder and executive producer of Anime3000.com. I am joined, as always, by my co-host, in her cat ears, Jack D. Tyler D. Jay Quellen.
Yeah, I'm a cat today. I don't care. It's been an interesting week. Hello, David. How's it going?
It's going, Jack.
And how's it going, chat? How was your week? I don't actually care, but tell me anyway.
Yeah. Yes, we have a chat if you are watching live on the internet right now at A3K TV, or if you're watching on diamondclub.tv, shout out to Chat Realm, go ahead and join the YouTube chat. Join the conversation, as Ashley Paramore might say, and say hi. Say hi to DJM. Say hi to the nerdy black guy. This week on the A3K podcast, we have two guests. First of all, one very near and dear to my heart, my good friend, my co-host on the Nanashi Anime Podcast, Miss Lilly Inverse. Lily, hi!
Hello.
Welcome back to the internet, Lily. How's it going?
It's good. It's been a little crazy, but I'm glad to be back.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has, and we're gonna talk all about it. All the DJM and Lily stuff. We're all gonna talk about. But before we no, not all of it, not all of it, some of it. It has been crazy. But before we do get into the crazy, our other guest this evening, from the Mega Anime Ultra Show podcast, Marc. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm glad we could finally work this out.
Yes. It took a little bit of schedule kung fu, but it worked out well, and we're glad to have you on. Jay Quellen, we got more guests in the rotation. That's great for everybody because we're all about spreading the anime podcast goodness all across the universe.
And we ate the other ones. It wouldn't come back because I ate them.
Jack, oh, stop.
I'm sorry. I have to be honest with them, okay? They have to know. They have to know the danger. They have to know the danger they're in. They must.
You have to guide them in easy.
Shh. Hello, Sean. Yes, I'm back. Just responding to the chat.
Once again, if you are out there watching live, go ahead and go to the YouTube page for A3K TV and join the conversation. Say hi to Sean Russell. Say hi to Packer Girl 89. Go ahead and join in the chat while we jump into the stories of the day. Starting off with a little show called One Piece. And I don't know if you guys know this or not, but One Piece is kind of a big deal.
Nah.
It kind of is. Yeah, it is. It is.
You know what? It's too underground. It'll never get anything.
No. What One Piece is like? It's like football in Japan. It's ginormous. It's everywhere. It's literally everything, you guys. So much so that One Piece has opened its own store. Not kidding. Coming in from ANN, the One Piece Mugiwara store, aka One Piece Straw Hat Store, is the first permanent official shop dedicated to One Piece. It opened up Friday in Shibuya. It has over 10,000 items, including exclusives and grand opening items. Look at all this. Look at all of this. Look at all the One Piece.
It's everywhere.
It's delicious.
Jinx, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No black magic. You owe me a Coke. You know what else is delicious? You know what else is delicious, Mark? You.
Oh.
I will eat you if you don't behave.
She will. Don't let the cat ears fool you, folks. She's dangerous.
These are Moonphase cat ears. I'm not a fan of the show, but I appreciate a psycho gal spunk that's voiced by Monica Rial. So I'm channeling it now. That's what this is going on.
The kitty has claws, as the kids like to say. Now, Jack, you're my resident One Piece contact. I just have a question in all of this. Do you think this One Piece store is going to sell and market devil fruit or some kind of gum?
Oh, abso-fucking-lutely. You know what? I bet that right next to all those millions of little kiosks where they sell you delicious little biscuits with chocolate in them and these weird little sushi candies that they somehow think that tourists are going to eat because they don't taste completely disgusting, I think somewhere in the middle of all that, they're going to find a way to put some little sample of those in those little snack kiosks all around, and then you'll go up to the man and say, "Oba-san, I would very much like a devil fruit," and he will say, "The hell are you talking about? Take a flyer for the Straw Hat place and go there. Get out of my weird face, you damn otaku." Then you'll go there. There'll be a whole little section of nothing but snacks. And I bet you they're going to make little candy choppers. They're going to make little candy, what else would they make? They'd make little mascots. They'd make Perona's ghost, probably. Maybe even little chibis of the various characters, if they can get away with it. Those might be little biscuits and things like that. But I can tell you right now, I want to bite Chopper's face off. That's because how much I love little cute things, is that I have to look at them and I go, "Oh, they're so cute. I'm going to eat it."
And it is now our show.
And that's it, everybody. Good night.
Good night, everybody. I'm just really amazed that this series is so big that it actually makes good business sense to open a store dedicated to just that. I mean, it wouldn't be just opening an NFL store. It would be like opening a Green Bay Packers store only and ignoring everything else and, having that be the thing that, carries it all by itself. I mean, holy crap.
The thing about this is One Piece is so huge. It's a phenomenon there. And it would have been here, but, it got kind of a bad introduction with a certain dub that only has one good thing about it, according to David and me, because we have horrible taste. # bad taste pride. Tweet that. I'll concur. And then go buy yourself a Navy shirt on order from this place, because I'm pretty sure within, like, a second of us broadcasting this, they're going to go, "Okay, online store for Straw Hat store. I was trying to remember what it was in Japanese. I don't know, but yeah.
I mean, I
let's all
can't
be neighbors.
imagine any equivalent that would fly here. Maybe The Simpsons store could potentially, have legs. But I honestly can't think of anything else that in pop culture has that much of an impact that it would be a sustainable thing.
It would be like a Doctor Who store in the UK,
Yeah,
like,
that's a good comparison. But here,
I mean, I've never seen One Piece, but it is one of the things that I get most requested at my booth. It's one of those, like, even though I've never seen it, just a very recognizable cosplay. Whenever I see somebody walking around, I'm like, oh, that's One Piece. I've never seen it, but I know that's One Piece.
So how do you dodge that question then? Can you cosplay this? I've never seen the show.
Can you cosplay this? I can't make my body do those things. And they're like, no, because you're hot. And everybody in One Piece who's female is hot except for like 5 people. And if they're not hot, then they're ugly.
I do like that picture that you showed me before we started this. The Perona, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Guys, it's canon. Lilly gonna cosplay Perona. You're welcome.
I'm considering it.
That was my idea.
I mean, that's the one character that'll have to be heavily accessorized.
Yeah.
People are putting in their favorite ideas for pop culture stores right now. We got Sean Russell with a Game of Thrones or a Walking Dead store. Sean, do you ever walk away from the television? I'm sorry, the telly?
Oh my gosh, the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic store. I think that would actually fly.
Shopping is magic?
Yeah.
You know what? That's basically just like the tween section of Barnes & Noble. Just like go over there. There's literally just like everything. Also, if you want like, other merchandise, then that's another half of the Hot Topics store. So
maybe in the right setting, what could you open in Las Vegas?
AW.
Maybe if you start there, then you can have some success.
Are we allowed to talk about those type of things here? I don't know.
AW, I'm gonna hurt you if you insinuate that they have unattractive characters besides Robin, because Robin's beautiful and all. But have you seen Nami after the time skip? I know she's insufferable, but if you can duct tape her mouth shut, then she's all right in my book.
Packer Girl 89's shouting out with hashtag DBZ store. AW Brawlers is an Adventure Time store. I think some of these could work.
Tweet out your ideas for good pop culture store and what country it would be best suited to. There was that, not senator, there was a member of parliament who made a freaking Downtown Abbey themed office for himself. Maybe they really like Downtown Abbey because they hate fun over there. I would imagine a John Oliver store going pretty well in all countries. But that's just me.
If you guys can hear me, I for one vote for a Mobile Suit Gundam store
How did I not guess?
In Detroit, Michigan.
Is that our next business venture, DJM?
That might be, Lily. That might be our next thing. But for no reason in particular that would have nothing to do with my own personal anime preferences at all. Nope. Just for the greater good.
For similar
exactly what David wants.
Store.
Oh, Jack.
David wants a pay and stocking store. Everybody go get on that. Go buy pennies, go buy stockings. And he also wants X Boku's Secret Service store, so get him one of those. And then after that, cosplay as Tekken characters, because you've probably heard him more than you've healed him now.
If you name the store Gardabout in Stockings, that'll probably draw a crowd.
It's true, just not the crowd we want.
I'm in the wrong crowd, guys.
Let's move on.
Be sure to tweet out your ideas for stores with the hashtag A3KLive over at Twitter, and we might retweet you because we're awesome and sociable like that. Gundam Wingstop, very nicely done, Sean. That is the way of being classy. Thank you.
Now, before we start talking about panty and stockings some more, did you guys cover the Dragon Ball Science Museum yet?
Not yet. We were waiting for you.
Right.
Yes.
Well, didn't dare move on.
Coming in from
close.
I'm so sorry, David. I think I'm going full Hazama.
At least you're not drunk. We're saving that for conventions.
Yes.
But coming in from Kotaku, this is called Dragon Ball Meets Science. The exhibit lets visitors ride a flying nimbus that measures brainwaves, optical illusions, and unleash a Kamehameha wave. It's science, it's technology, and a Dragon Ball spin. This is right up my alley. The science exhibit was first exhibited in Nagoya last summer, and apparently it was really well received because, of course, it's Dragon Ball, it's science, everybody wins.
For science.
And it has moved to Taiwan, and hopefully it will make its way all over. Look at Goku in a lab coat.
Right?
Did
I was just
Goku...
thinking, they really just sort of took Goku and tried to make him Bill Nye? I'm not...
Hold on. I have an issue with
the
this.
Saiyan guy.
I have an issue with all of this.
Yes.
Did Goku ever actually go to school?
Shh.
I mean, no. I'm serious. Wasn't it Gohan that was the one that was intelligent and the scholar, and he went to school and he became this educated gentleman when he wasn't being the great Saiyaman?
Yeah, well, thanks to his mom, who made him get those homework assignments done instead of saving the world.
Well, again, you can definitely make a case that that's not a bad thing.
No.
And I think that Gohan would be a great scientific role model for the kids all over the world because he was smart. And it does send a good message to the kids out there that are just discovering Dragon Ball because it will never go away.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Shockingly, I didn't see any Bulma in a lab coat in there who actually is
Right?
an engineer and a
Oh.
scientist. But
You know, there's tons of Capsule Corp. There's tons
Yes.
of Capsule Corp. But it's probably because, Japan.
Kind of like how you'd probably see at some sort of a auto body and parts store, you'd probably see something like, so here's Edward Elric and Alphonse, and they're fixing your car instead of Winry, who would very most likely be fixing your car. I'm pretty sure Japan just likes to go, okay, so who are the characters that you see on the front of the DVDs? Use them. But this is really cool. This reminds me of, if y'all ever been to San Francisco, Cali, Word 'em Up All the Way to Heaven, the Exploratorium at San Francisco is very similar to this, but without the anime, which makes me mad.
Now, I have to do this, guys, because we all know everybody loves Android 18. But I'm going to take an opportunity to ruin Android 18 for everybody out there. Because she's inside of what appears to be a Capsule Corp space capsule, and she's watching you all.
Oh, that's terrifying.
That's perfect. That's exactly what I want for my home security. Are they selling? We got some questions here in the chat. In the chart, Irma Gurgers, things such as Bulma's a scientist, but she's a woman in Japan, and where's Dr. Briefs? Agreed. Where is Dr.
Agreed.
Briefs? When I see him in 3D.
Especially with all of the stuff from Capsule Corp, you would think. I mean, even to a point, where's Trunks? You could even. I mean, he's with Capsule Corp, and he's a Saiyan.
And a time travel.
yes.
I guess he got truncated, guys.
Ooh. And I thought I would be reserved for the bad dad jokes.
Oh, Mark, don't you worry. Puns and dad jokes are not just allowed; they're encouraged.
I'll send you up
They
for
are
one right now.
encouraged around
Dad,
here.
I'm hungry.
Ha
Do you
ha!
not know this one?
Nope.
Oh my God, and you call yourself a father. The correct response is, hello, hungry. I'm Dad.
Oh, Jesus.
Over
Good night, everybody.
Folks. Yeah, let's just quit right now. I don't think that we're ever going to top this, you guys. I'm so sorry.
No, Jack, this is part of your
Well, we're
training.
hopelessly behind.
I'm hitting on all sixes now.
Jack,
We
this
got
is part of your training, Jay Quellen.
They adore us here. With
So, Jack, what do you call a line at a Vietnamese restaurant?
Ooh, what do you call one Lilly and Bus?
A fuck you.
Ha ha!
At least David got it.
That's why I love her. That's why Lily's my co-host on Inashi, everybody.
We've got some great responses from the chat here. I'm not going to read any of them because they are funnier than what we've been saying for the last 5 minutes.
Sean Russell,
sad.
the guy that gave me this job, says, only he's the one allowed to make bad jokes. Well, too late!
Hello, Hungry. I'm tired, he adds. And now everybody's blaming Michael Bay. Guys, if you keep doing that, I swear to God, I will make good on my threat where we will review reviewers with our own reviews and then review those reviews. Starting with you, Mr. AW, for no reason.
No,
you.
I'm sure AW did something. But before we start getting on AW's case, because that's only every other week, he does. It's weird. Let's bring in some good news. Let's bring in some more good news. Sailor Moon Crystal.
Yay!
Yay! Word is that Sailor Moon Crystal has been greenlit for a second season.
Oh, exciting.
In an article published a couple of days ago, Toei Animation revealed that Season 2 of Sailor Moon Crystal is in development and set to premiere this summer. No details yet, because this is all still very early. Very early. But yes, if you guys remember when Sailor Moon Crystal first premiered, it was the highest rated show on Hulu and on Crunchyroll. It had, in the first 24 hours, all across the board, it had well over 2 million views. This was absolutely outstanding. This was one of those rare examples of an anime show being talked about on the news, on the internet, outside of the mainstream. Lily, I showed you this yesterday because you had said to me that you had heard that Sailor Moon Crystal got canceled. And then when I was looking around, and it was like, Lily, I'm seeing this here. So how are you feeling about this?
Well, it was pretty much the most squee-worthy news I got all week, and like I was looking around on the internet as well, and what happened, I think, was that it got leaked, and then they wanted to be like, no, we're gonna put a cap on that. That's not really happening until we officially announce that it's happening, because they had said it's not happening right now, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't, hope for something in the future. And then you came back with this link that's like, no, really, it's happening, and so happy. And I'm a Sailor Moon Usagi cosplayer, and I'm just like, all my dreams.
I'd like to remark to Mr. Sniper King 343, otherwise known as Colton, a regular on the panel here on Anime 3000 Live. Shush, this is not a poorly produced show from Toei. You watch Love Live, you can only go up from there.
Marc, joining me on the senior circuit of anime fans.
Oh, Jesus.
Again, joining me on the senior circuit. So this is both of us together. What did you think of Sailor Moon Crystal? And I'm sure you watched the original back in the day as well. What did you think of Sailor Moon Crystal?
No, I did not. I'm probably kind of a weird anime viewer in that I watched a lot of anime not knowing that it's anime when I was a kid, and then I have this long gap in between. And when I kind of stuck out on my first home, I caught up a little bit on cable, catching the late Dragon Ball Z's and so forth, but I never really caught any of the Sailor Moon stuff. And just recently, I've been really starting to get very, very engaged with anime shows. So I'm sort of a little bit of a fraud. In that I really don't have this long history when somebody talks about all these great animes that they grew up with. I have like this massive gap, but maybe I can blame it on amnesia, which would be great anime.
Yeah, we'll
yes.
cut the rest of that out. We'll cut it out. Cut it out. This isn't live. This is totally not live.
No, not at all. But I can honestly say when Sailor Moon Crystal came around, there was so much chatter in the various Twitter channels that I follow and read. I kind of finally got tuned in. I asked a friend of mine, where are you seeing this show? And she responded, Crunchyroll. And because I wasn't really plugged in, it took me about 3 months after she told me that to actually realize what Crunchyroll is and was. So Sailor Moon effectively brought me into Crunchyroll, and that it was the first show I started watching on Crunchyroll. But I honestly didn't last for more than 4 or 5 episodes. But I started pretty much watching everything else that they had to offer on Crunchyroll. So in that sense, I will always fondly remember Sailor Moon Crystal for, welcoming me with open arms to the wonderful world of anime shows.
See, Mark, just like a bunch of other people, Sailor Moon did provide a gateway into anime for you.
Absolutely.
It absolutely did.
Sailor Moon is your gateway drug.
Well, my real gateway was, Maya the Bee and Captain Future when I was a wee little lad. That was my real gateway drug. But, then I was, I guess,
Once
off
again,
the wagon for like 3 decades.
You're not the only one who watched Maya the Bee.
Gotta interject.
Fantastic!
Gotta stop the old man fest here real quick. We've got Packer Girl 89 and looks like Lilly Inverse is in agreement of we want Sailor Moon stars, otherwise known as transgenders before it was really in to know what the hell that was. Basically at the point when it was still just okay to just kind of start getting comfortable with the idea of people being gay on television shows. And then we've got A.W. Brawler. I don't care if you meant it seriously or not, but he is demanding that he gets himself a bottle of Jerkins for the Season 2 premiere of Sailor Moon Crystal, and I would like to remark, A.W. Brawler, you are on a live YouTube chat with the Anime 3000 crew, and we will exploit all words that you say for our own profit. Thank you for joining us. Good night, everybody.
You see, the thing is with A.W. Brawler is that we don't really bust his chops. He walks into things over and over and over, and he only sets himself up for spectacular failure. And what do you expect Jack and I to do? Not bring him on the show so he can, embarrass himself repeatedly?
It's amazing. He puts his entire foot in his mouth, and then he opens up wider and sticks the other one in, all the way up to his knees. It's amazing.
It's almost a superpower.
It's quite fascinating, and we love AW, and we love having him on, and we love having him in the chat room. Just like all of you, if you're not already there, at A3K TV on YouTube. Join the conversation, why don't you? Because we got a whole lot more. In fact, this story came in from the lovely Packer Girl 89 in the YouTube chat right now. Digimon Adventure. Apparently, this was the Digimon show that everyone got all excited about because it was going to be sort of a sequel to one of the original Digimon series that was pretty popular in the States. Digimon Season 2, I believe. But it has been delayed again. And I know that the story that came in, Digimon Try, had some... I guess it's been delayed again. It's been delayed repeatedly over and over and over again. And, well, guys, I want to ask you, Digimon, have any of you, Jack, did you ever really give Digimon a chance? Because I had for a while. I gave it about 3 seasons. And as it turned out, you know what show it really reminded me of in a lot of weird ways? It reminded me of Reboot. Like, there were a lot of things about Digimon that reminded me of Reboot. As soon as you stop kind of saying, Digimon, gotta catch 'em all, it was kind of a cyberpunk, sci-fi, Highlander-ish kind of show where the monsters were all kind of fighting in the digital world, and it was really interesting. So
you know what? Honestly, David, I got to agree with you. When you get past the fact that it is very much trying to bank on that kind of, kids like adorable monsters, let's come up with something that's totally not what Pokemon is, where you just kind of portable monsters that you can just carry around with you, pick your favorites so you can you know, trade with your friends and all that. After you get past that, it has a really very, very cyberpunk feel, like you say. It almost reminds me in some of the ways of the technology, like Dot Hack, Legend of the Twilight, which is undoubtedly the absolute best series that Dot Hack had.
Whoa. Jack,
Yes?
we are stopping this show right now.
Good night, everybody. We must have quit like 4 times now. I don't know why you're still in the chat.
Did you really just say Legend of the Twilight was the best Doc Hack series?
Mm-hmm. Now, not for the crazy incestuous bits, but because I actually cared about the characters.
I disagree completely. Dot Hack Roots was much, much more character-based and character-focused. I will
say I haven't seen that one.
I will give you Dot Hack sign. A lot of the characters in that show were pretty terrible.
Mm-hmm. And Quantum, don't even get me started on that. That is something that I do not wish to go on.
Quantum is like Highlander 2. We're not going to talk about it.
We don't speak about it.
Lily.
I forgot what we talked about.
Lily, did you ever watch Digimon?
I did a little bit when I was very young, but I did have the pleasure to run into Paul St. Peter at Collision Con, who, among other things, voices Barbamon and Leviamon in Digimon, and Digimon World Data Squad, if that means anything. Like, I'm really not up to date on my Digimon, but he did buy a hat that I made.
Nobody is.
He was very sweet, he bought a hat, so that's my Digimon story.
LillyInverse.com, everybody. Next thing, we'll throw this one around the horn. Shonen Jump, you guys might have heard of them. They do some stuff. You know,
yes.
They're kind of obscure, but they do some stuff. Apparently,
do they jump?
Yes.
Do they make breakdown with young boy comics?
Yes. And they jump very, very high. So high that they had to jump onto a tree, take a breath, take a minute, and start making 3 more new series. And apparently, here's the kicker, none of them apparently have anything to do with Naruto or One Piece, which is amazing. Yes,
marvelous.
Brand new original titles.
Are we getting any from some nice veterans like the artist who did Full Metal Alchemist? Because I remember she did a couple of things that were running in Yen Press magazine.
There is a show in the most recent season that was created by the creators of Full Metal Alchemist called Arcean. That got recommended to me by Colton from the Manga Corner, and I'm gonna check that one out once my real life gets back into order. But early from Shonen Jump looks like early looks at the upcoming issue purport that issues 24, 25, and 26 will debut new series, respectively, the work of Takuma Yakoda and another show called Sento Hakai Gakuen. So, yeah, there's a good chance, everybody, that now that Naruto is over, knock on wood, Shonen Jump won't lose money because they're looking at getting another long-running shonen series. Mark, Shonen Jump, are you a fan? Are you interested in anything of this nature to see what might happen?
Honestly, I am so far out of that particular loop. Unless it makes it to anime, it's really not on my radar screen at all. Good for them that they're trying to throw as much against the wall to see what sticks, to see how they can print the next round of money. But it's even in anime, it's not a genre that I get particularly worked up about. Although, having listened to this show a lot, I've been sort of encouraged to finally tackle one of these super long-running shows. So I started over.
Are you joining me on the One Piece train, Mark?
I tried. I gave it my best effort, and it lasted for half an episode.
Yeah.
But I am 120 episodes into Naruto, and that's working out so far.
Good for you. Good for you.
For shame. I guess we don't like quality shows.
Look,
well, the first episode was not a quality episode.
It's not that it's bad, Jack. It's just that some of us are not able to sit through a show that is 8,463 episodes. It just,
The first episode's a bit of a one-shot story.
That.
I'd recommend skipping that.
It is an acquired taste, and I haven't acquired it yet.
An
But that's
acquired
how I look
better.
at Shonen Jump. It's just,
That's just
okay,
some
fine. I
acquired.
mean, if it works for you, that's wonderful. But I honestly have. I'm sorry that you threw it over to me, but I have honestly zero opinion on this.
It's
Hopefully they
okay.
make a lot of money, and hopefully they can produce another wonderful long-running show, and it becomes an amazing anime, and then we'll be able to catch it from ground floor, and not when there's already 900 episodes released, and we have to try to catch up to that.
all right. If you
You're a
don't,
busy dad.
if
I
you
laugh.
don't, if you don't have opinions on this one, everybody, you're all going to get a really sour, nasty cup of ice cream in the mail.
I'll eat you.
That'll be melted and disgusting and gross. Damn
I will eat
it.
you, brother. I will eat you.
I'm not sure I can
Studio
handle
Ghibli.
that.
I don't know if you guys have heard of Studio Ghibli.
Oh, yeah, the
little
thing that
bit.
puts me to sleep when I have insomnia, right.
Yes,
Oh.
They're very pretty.
I'd drop this mic, but then I'd hurt all your ears. And I love you too much to do that.
Also, you just got the
Appreciates
mic,
it.
so don't mess it up. You just got the mic.
It's only $10. Actually, no, sorry, 20 plus shipping and handling.
So, Studio Ghibli has released a trailer for the upcoming When Marnie Was There. Hopefully not last by Hirosama Yanobayashi. That's a name. To hit the U.S. courtesy of G Kids, and a trailer came out, and yeah, it's definitely a Miyazaki movie. Jack, you and I just talked about last week on the show about the Miyazaki documentary and
Oh, yes.
how exciting that was.
That was riveting television. They had me glued to my seat the entire time. They also had my face glued to the side of my desk, so much that I had an imprint on it. And then I woke up to the sounds of, and when I wondered what monster was in my room, I realized it was me. It was me, the big bad monster that doesn't like your overrated anime studio. Oh dear.
Lily, do you think that we should probably do some kind of hangout or meetup when this comes out, or is it just going to be too boring?
I don't know. It looked kind of interesting to me, but I like, sort of paranormal, supernatural stuff, and it seems to be leaning in that direction, which is something we really haven't seen from Ghibli. I mean, there was a little bit of the, I guess you could call Totoro a little paranormal, like that's kind of a weird monster thing, and then I just feel like this is more into the serious realm of, is Marnie a ghost? Is she a figment of the girl's imagination? Like, it made me kind of curious. I'm sorry, Jack. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's one of those things where when you see a minute-long trailer, it's really hard to extrapolate what the whole movie is like, but it seems like something that's really a slow burn, and I would say it's probably something that I'd have to be in the mood for to want to see.
Do you think you would take your kids, Mark?
Ooh, that's tough. I mean, I've
You
taken
wriggle in their
my daughter
seats.
to The Wind Rises. We've taken them to Ponyo. I'd probably need to figure out a little bit more about it before I make that decision.
All right.
Maybe, possibly. Honestly, they make me take them to anything that's animated, no matter how terrible it is, and that's usually when I catch up on sleep.
So you've survived the Great Frozen Wars, I imagine.
Oh, yes, and whatever follow-up there was. The one thing I kind of saw in the article is one of the voice actors is John C. Reilly, and
Yes.
he just, I mean, I love the guy as an actor, but he is just so John C. Reilly when he talks. Like, I wish with a movie like this,
Imagine.
you
John C. Reilly.
always hear him.
It takes you out of it.
Right, exactly. So I wish with a movie like that, where it's sort of supernatural and you kind of let it develop over time, I wish they had gone with, lesser well-known voices. Certainly the voices of
They've
Marnie
always
and
done
Anna.
That
They
is
had
something
the bonus Jonas as the main boy in Ponyo. They also had Miley Cyrus's little sister as Ponyo herself. Do you really think that the studios that are in charge of dubbing this care about having anything other than at least B-list?
Yeah, it's an unfortunate thing that
you won't be seeing any of the normal cast of anime voice actors in any Studio Ghibli movies because they have their deal with Disney, and Disney will shell out money for at least somebody decent. Because Christian Bale did a Miyazaki movie once. It was where he first did the Batman voice.
I'm going to
So-
say it was
Gillian
not actually
Anderson.
ridiculous there. It was not actually ridiculous. I will say, for all that I give Studio Ghibli and Miyazaki, Howl's Moving Castle was pretty darn good because I'm deeply in love with Diana Wynne Jones as an author. And I think that they actually did a pretty decently, visually entertaining, stunning job of that. And they even had some nice, quiet moments that I really appreciated. It's the ones that are based on his original viewpoints and his work, such as Princess Mononoke, that I sit and go, you know what, you might want to, can you get the entire bush of cannabis out of your mouth, please, before you speak once more? I will say, though, this, as boring as I pretended that it was, does not even really look that bad. But that's probably because it's based on something else. Because Arrietty was alright too, and that was based on a book.
Yay! Someone else that liked
Work.
Arrietty. I liked Arrietty as well.
He can work well with pre-existing content. I'm pretty sure this is based on something else because there's no way that Miyazaki would go, yes, now we will have a character. Her name is Marnie. Marnie, and she is young and blonde, and she is very. She loves the forest. Please understand. I hate anime. I hate otaku. And I hate America. But we will make Blonde-Eyed Girl. I'm pretty sure this is based on something else. And they were just kind of like, hey, so guys, can we do this? And they went, girls, because I don't know. I ran out of $1. I ran out of 100 yen bills to use in the toilet, so I guess we might as well.
Well, let's just throw all of that out the window, and just the last part of the story that says is that apparently the box office results for Marnie were so bad, this is what caused the director to leave the company.
Oof, that's no good.
So, yeah, this probably isn't going to do very well.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a bad sign when it's not doing well in Japan. And in on the US market, everything right now is CGI, CGI, CGI. So I think it's going to be difficult unless it's marketed as some kind of an arty-farty movie that this is going to get any traction. I don't see my kids begging me to go see this.
They had slightly more detail than usual, though, and I'm going to give them all of the kudos for actually trying to put some effort in their animation. As somebody who realizes that, yes, it takes a lot of time and effort to do that, it's still very damn important to make sure that people's faces have detail.
Well,
imagine
that's important until your anime movie or your anime show takes 10 years between production seasons. Attack on Titan, and then eventually it just gets to the point where you're like, I was still in high school when this was on Venture Brothers. But let's just jump into something else. Mark, with all of the stuff you've been talking about that you haven't seen or haven't been watching, what have you been watching or reading or anything? What have you been doing?
Oh my God, I have a list because I knew I would. I actually do.
Before you get into that, I want to say really quick. I just want to point out that there are some golden one-liners here. Sean Russell saying, Japan loves everything, so if Marnie flops there, it really sucks. One Eye replies, or it's Cowboy Bebop. Shots fired. God damn it, Japan, why do you suck so much? Carry on, Mark. I apologize.
That is absolutely fine. I was just going to give a very long, boring, rambling, countdown
So
of what I've been watching. And yes, please tell me more of all the shows you've been watching. I've been diving into the new spring season, and there is, surprising me now that I've kind of run out of shows since all my shows I've been following have wrapped. There is a surprisingly, I think, decent bunch of stuff out there. Food Wars, Plastic Memories, My Love Story, Sound Euphonium. I think those are all pretty damn solid. And then there's Triage X, which is wonderfully terrible. But it's, I think, excellent for that. I'm happy that I Can't Understand What My Husband Is Saying is back. That was one of my favorite
Really?
short shows. Yes.
Really?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's essentially it's my family life. So.
Okay. Say no more.
Please understand.
Yes. Forgive me, it is my life. And then Recan, which is sort of maybe potentially good. And then I don't know if I should say this. Baby Steps Tennis is back for a second season, and I was hooked on the first one for some reason. And it's back. Yay, thumbs up. And then a manga that I stumbled into the same day that I stumbled across the manga, I saw that it released its very first anime episode, and that's Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches. It starts off with some basic body switching, but I have no idea where the Seven Witches come in. No trace of that yet. And then Blood Blockade Battlefront. And I think I'll probably stop now, otherwise I'll talk too long.
I have been wanting to check out Battlecade, Battlefront, Bonanza, Battalion. How is that show? I've been meaning to check that one out.
It's really well animated. It's, I think, 3 episodes in. It's a little bit all over the place. I don't ultimately know if it's going to find good solid footing. So there's potential there, but it seems to be really all over the place right now. There isn't a very strong, focus that seems to be crystallizing. It's like superheroes that, band together and fight, but we're not really clear what. The city of New York is kind of encased in this impenetrable fog, which for some reason seems strange, and there are beings from another dimension, but they're all kind of
hold on. You said superheroes, New York, and another dimension. Are you sure we're not talking about the Avengers?
Pretty sure.
Maybe. For some reason, and this is, where the plot just says, go with it. It's the city of New York.
Are we going to be talking about a story a couple of weeks on the A3K podcast about Marvel suing somebody?
It's Marvel.
Well, the thing is, nobody in New York can either get in or out. So it's more like...
So what you're saying, it's The Dark Knight Rises. So it might be
or
suing somebody.
Arkham.
Made a really tasteless joke here. I'm not gonna.
Don't. Lily, what have you been up to? What have you been up to?
I've been playing a lot of games mostly. I rediscovered my DS. I've been playing Pokemon Diamond with my newest boyfriend. He's playing a newer version of Pokemon on his 3DS, which is making me think maybe it's time to upgrade my hardware. I might be getting a 3DS. I just had a birthday, so
happy birthday!
I'm old now.
Welcome to the club, Lily.
Thank you.
Let's go drinking.
For my birthday present, I told my parents, guess what? I'm pansexual and polyamorous, and that didn't go very well. So I got myself a victory tattoo for going through that stressful situation. So that's what this guy is here, and it hurts so much, which is great. For anime, I've been watching a little bit of Dead Man in Wonderland for a little something called the Nanashi Anime Podcast. You probably never heard of it.
It's not familiar.
No, it's not that big yet. And then I really want to see Yamada's First Time. I went to.
I've seen it.
Have you? Is it good? Because I saw a trailer
What's
for
your
it.
definition of good?
Yeah. Do you actually want decent sex jokes made in your anime instead of just like, oh no, we are going to think about the fact that she's partially naked, nosebleed. No, this starts out with.
You're a pervert. You're a pervert. You're a pervert.
First episode in. 5 seconds in, she's in the bathroom doing what every dude does, putting a mirror in between her legs like, is it supposed to look like that? Am I weird? Is this weird? Am I weird?
I've never done that.
Guys, you never want to touch this. It looks like Forest Ham. You need to watch it in dub, by the way, because the dub, I believe Brittany Karboski is responsible for the voice of Yamada herself, and she does a pretty damn good job of making this girl seem like a complete fool. And I believe Scott Freeman, very newcomer to Funimation's regular cast, is very nicely done as her cherry boy, as she calls him, the virgin that she will first do it with.
I don't think I'm old enough to hear about this show.
No. See, that's how I felt. And it was at the Funimation booth at Anime Milwaukee this year, and I'm like, can they even show this? And so I got, like, really curious, and I need to look into it. So that's sort of on my to-do list.
Yeah, it's one of those train wrecks you can't look away from.
Well, that sounds exciting. That might be something for Nanashi to pick up later.
I have kind of a weakness for shows that are so terrible you want to watch them.
Lily, if you want to put this on the list for Nanashi, I will watch it.
I would love to, actually. I think it'd be great.
I
You're
have no
not
issue
going
with
to hate
this.
it as much as Gargabelt.
No, you really won't. It's at least got some moments that are okay. I wouldn't call it great, but it's definitely not a panty and stocking.
No, and there is some situational humor.
Oh, you won't like him when he thinks about panty and stocking.
Panty stocking, panty stocking, panty stocking, oh, panties. Quick, everybody,
So, Lily.
Yeah.
Also, we were at Midwest Media Expo not that long
We
ago.
were, yeah.
Yes.
And it was Midwest Media Expo's second year, and our profits are up about 16% from last year, so that was pretty great. Yeah, I was definitely enjoying that. And I decided to get another birthday present, which is a desktop. Oh my god. I am...
A desktop computer, you've got a microphone. If I didn't know better, I'd say we could start doing podcasts a little more often, Lily.
Maybe. I
Maybe.
mean, that's the thing. And I was hoping that it would be good for podcasting as well as something I've been wanting to get into, which is video game streaming.
Yeah.
So I got my own Twitch ID, which I believe is Judoka Lily. And I'm playing a lot of Binding of Isaac and a lot of dating sims from Japan because I'm that kind of geek. Yeah.
That's why I love her.
And Hearthstone. Those are my top threes. Dating Sims, Hearthstone, and Binding of Isaac.
Oh, well, I wish I was still doing my Hearthstone podcast, but alas. But at least thumbs up to playing Hearthstone.
Lily, you got yourself someone to play Hearthstone with. There
Yes, I will add you after the podcast.
Yep, you two can
Should
add each
actually
other.
add
And
my wife, because she's the one now playing. I just, use all of the same devices to exclusively watch anime now.
Fair enough.
I'd better get me some Hearthstone business going down, because I like things.
now, you, Jack.
Ah, yes.
If you're going to behave yourself, what have you been dotting, Jay Quellen?
Ooh, well, as David very most likely picked up on, I have been a complete sadomasochist this week. I was going to watch some Death Parade, and then I had to play some...
As opposed to watching something good, what did you do, Jack?
I had to play some School Idol Festival, otherwise known as the Love Live game, because because I have to do things with that. So going through that mess and all of its memory hogging, game crashing, horrible voice acting, mediocre music. Music isn't bad. It's kind of like a cut rate Super Nintendo or N64 game. So I tried to do that, and I got through, I don't know, maybe half of the tutorial. No, I got through the whole tutorial, but then I couldn't. I mean, I have to go back to it, but for now, that's all I can take. So I snapped, and I went, I need something to heal me. I have a PS Vita. I bought Borderlands 2 thinking it was going to be entertaining. Guess what? There's only one redeeming factor in that. His name is Handsome Jack. I'm not making this up because I'm self-centered. So I had to return that. Then I went, let's see what anime's there. Ooh, I like yokai. What's this thing called Inu X Boku's Secret Service? I'm not sure what to think about it. David doesn't either, because I want him to review that for Nanashi Anime Podcast. After that, I decided.
Never heard of it.
Now, on a scale of sci-fi mech show to panty and stocking, how do you think I'll feel about this show, Jack?
Ooh, that's interesting. I don't think it'll necessarily be panty and stocking. I think it might be somewhere in between. Let's say if panty and stocking is absolute -1 on a scale of 1 to 10, I think you're gonna find 3.5, 4.
Okay. So I will not literally be flipping tables. I can deal with that. I can accept that.
I'm actually gonna say I don't hate it. Bad taste pride. Hashtag bad taste pride. However, it's got some problems. You're going to see in the first episode a scene that is going to be justified, but in its first moment of watching it and what people are doing, you're going to go, that could have gone better. And I will say this, David, it's not nearly manly enough for you, because as the A3K Comics cast told me, you like manly shows. Not for your DBZ to be violent, but for you to like manly shows. Anyway, no. Okay.
No, that's Cody. That's Cody.
That's Cody. Cody likes manly shows and to be the villain because he hates friendship. So
I like the sciencey, techie, pretentious shows.
He likes Evangelion.
No, I don't.
Just kidding. You see how bad this is? I'm just seething with this evil aura right now. Anyway, for a moment there, I was at rock bottom. So, coming full circle again. And I actually I picked up Beowulf's DLC for free on Skullgirls. Somebody gifted me it, in case Cody gets wind of this. Somebody gifted me the game. Congratulations, whoever did that. I don't know if it was anybody watching. And I treated myself to the Beowulf DLC because if there's one thing I love, it's using the only 2 good characters in a fighting game to kick their ass at a game that they think they know and that they love. And because I'm so sadomasochistic this time around, maybe in the near future, it's not going to be the speed draw, because the speed draw is actually already done, guys. Wait until after the show for that. But there's going to be some art for the lesbian shipping, interesting, more risque side of the Skullgirls fan community. It's going to be a little treat, I'm going to say that much, and there is going to be some gayness involved, but it's not going to be one of your waifus. You thought that the Skullgirls were your ally. I was born from it, molded by it. Somebody please stop me.
I went on a rant a couple of weeks ago about the serious lacking of straight fan fiction, and Jack, you're just feeding into it. Stop being part of the problem, Jack.
No, I'm not I'm doing this because it has to be done. It has to be done. You don't understand, David.
This podcast has to be done.
It probably does.
Marc, thank you so much for joining us. Tell us all about the Mega Anime Ultra show.
Thank you. Well, as I mentioned, I started recently really digging into anime, and after watching a whole bunch of them, I realized I really want to talk to somebody about this, because I have to talk to somebody about this. And one of the things I realized listening to various anime podcasts, when they talk about shows, they tend to sort of gloss over the big moments. Yeah, this one scene, remember that one scene? And I kept thinking, I want you to talk about that scene and tell me exactly what it was and how you felt about it, instead of you shying away from all these spoilers. So the way we conceived it, I got together with my friend Daniel, whom I'm actually know in real life, and now that I've moved to Indiana, we're within a very short distance from each other. We could technically do it live in the same room.
Yeah,
but,
Lilly.
You could do it over the internet.
Marc, I just want to, sorry to cut you off.
That's fine.
I totally understand that whole thing of living in a very close geographical area that you might want to do, of someone you might want to do an anime podcast with.
I don't know that feeling.
Yeah. So anyway, the way we approached this is we said, what would it be like if we had, a book club as an anime? So we kind of let people pick from 4 different shows. Sometimes it's themed like sports anime or sci-fi type anime. Pick out of 1 out of 4 shows. And then we give it a couple of weeks so people can watch it if they so choose, but at least that's then the one that Daniel and I are going to watch and talk about, and we're really going to talk about it, heavy spoiler, and we really want to dig into it and talk about all the ups and downs and what we like and don't like about it, but not shy away from really breaking down those big moments, because that's what's fun to talk about. I mean, if you remember going, I don't know if you remember, but when you go with friends to the movies after you're done watching the film, you talk about it. You break it down. You go with great details. Which part did you like? And let's talk about this and let's talk about that scene. Nobody says, well, this would be a spoiler, so I don't want to talk about it. No, you do want to talk about it. So that's how we've kind of built the Mega Anime Ultra Show podcast. It either assumes that people will come in knowing the show or deciding to watch it because we announced that it's coming up. Or they go in knowing that there will be spoilers and then maybe decide to watch the anime or not based on that. So,
Fantastic.
And I have to plug him because one of our listeners, it's Alex from the Netherlands, he followed us for a while, and then he actually said, since you're doing a poll, I would like to write a review for whatever show ends up being the runner-up. So I'm eternally grateful for him for doing this. He actually, picks, the second best show and then makes himself watch it and writes a whole review as a kind of a companion piece to the podcast itself. So, thanks, Alex.
And you could check that out at MegaAnimeUltraShow.com. MegaAnimeUltraShow.com. Mark, thank you so much. Lilly Inverse. Now, I'm giving you a little bit of a hard time with Nanashi just because I love you and I know you're going to conventions making tons and tons of money. Where can we find Lilly Inverse Designs up next?
Next will be Koyo Fest. It's a small one-day show on the 2nd of May in Flint, Michigan. Then there will be Indie Pop Con in Indianapolis on June 26th through 28th. Anime Midwest the weekend of July 4th in, of course, Chicago. TrotCon will be our first PonyCon on July 17th through 19th. We are doing the behemoth that is Otakon on the 24th through the 26th of July.
Lilly, when we go offline, let's talk Otakon. Let's talk Otakon
Let's,
offline.
because I'm terrified, honestly. It's the most we've ever paid for a table, and I've never been, and it's terrifying.
Well, we'll talk Otakon offline.
There is also Matsuri-Con, which is in August 14th through 16th in Ohio. And then Wizard World Chicago, another behemoth, in August 20th through 23rd. And then filling out August for us is Glass City Con, August 29th through 30th. So if you're not going to be at one of those billion cons, you can find me online at lilyinverse.com, facebook.com/lilyinversedesigns, or twitter.com/lilyinverse, or lilyinverse.tumblr.com.
And, of course, on upcoming episodes of the Nanashi Anime Podcast.
Of course. And then I am working on one little pet project I'm hoping to get done before Youmacon this year, which is my Convention Kiss dating sim that I'm writing. You can find all that information at facebook.com/conventionkiss or conventionkiss.tumblr.com.
That'll be another one for Jack to play. That'll be another one.
I'll get you a copy.
You never want to stop the cycle of revenge and baneness that is coming forth from this tiny body of fighting games and piss and vinegar, do you?
This is all a part of your training, Jay Quellen.
Get good, David. Get good.
This is all a part of your training. But what have you been dotting, Jay Quellen?
What have I been dotting? Oh, you mean what am I plugging? I was about to say literally all that I'd been dotting again. So please, thank you. That's how much that it's caused such a mental breakdown in my head. So there's been a slight hiatus on Tumblr, but you can always find me there at mechanicalsymphonies.tumblr.com. And Jack D. Tyler D. on Twitter is always up and running, most usually, except for sometimes Wednesdays, because Wednesdays are horrifying. You can actually find me at Fiverr with 2 R's. Thank you, David, for the recommendation. And I will personally draw you either a character of your choice with visual reference or design you an entirely original character for your web pages or for your comic and whatever you like. It is perfectly negotiable, and it all starts at $5 at Fiverr. You can find me there just at the same handle I've got for Twitter, Jack D. Tyler D. Fiverr. 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 As well as there's going to be a speed draw, which I will be posting at Jack D. Tyler D. on Twitter in just a few moments. And the speed draw tonight was Handsome Jack. I did it ahead of time so I could do some tabletopping with some boys over at the old watering can. And as always, if you want to take a look at some other goodies and good stuff on the YouTube, such as past speed draws where I draw beautiful characters like Steven Universe's Garnet or one of the ghouls from Fallout 3, or any other kind of sundry thing that you could possibly think of or imagine that I could not possibly do for money, you can find that at the best username on YouTube ever, Yoshi Star Spirit. Thank you very much, David, and thank you to our guests.
Jack, you broke up for a second. Could you give us that YouTube username one more time?
You motherfucker. At youtube.com/http:// Yoshi Star Spirit, the best and only channel on YouTube.
No, it's not. There's also A3K TV, where you can check out this very show, the A3K podcast, in clip form each and every day of the week, put together by our executive producer, Mr. Sean Russell. And when you're done with that, head on over to anime3000.com, where you can check out all of the other fine podcasts at the A3K network, including the Manga Corner, including everybody's favorite, The Other Side, Two Guys and a Mic, and the podcast version of this here show, the A3K podcast, along with the Nanashi Anime podcast, like Lilly mentioned, coming up next, Dead Man Wonderland. For Mark, for Lilly, and for Jack, my name is David Majors. Thanks for listening and watching the A3K podcast. We are here every Saturday evening, 11 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube at A3K TV. We will see you next time.
I'm going to eat all of the people in the chat.
I'm the one with the dragon ears here. Come on now.
You're the most adorable dragon ever.
Yeah. Everybody who was bitching at me to go yeah, even though I did in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where were you guys? You should have done that at the beginning.
Yeah.
All right. I'm hitting the stop.
Don't hit the button.
Oh, this is the stop button. I can hit this button.
Don't press the button.
Good night, everybody. Good night.
Good night.